The year 2025 is your wake-up call. It's the year to hit pause on the noise, the distractions, and the constant pull of societal expectations. Think about it. How often have you felt stuck, like you're sprinting on a treadmill but going nowhere? That's because modern life overwhelms us with chaos, pulling us further from what truly matters. But here's the truth. 2025 can be different. This isn't just another year. It's a chance to reclaim your focus, realign with your purpose, and break free from the pressures that have been holding you back.
Have you ever felt like your emotions were a storm you couldn't escape? One moment you're calm and the next, you're drowning in anger, anxiety, or sadness. You try to push it away, but it only comes back stronger. What if I told you there's a way to not just survive these emotional storms, but to thrive through them? For over 2,500 years, Buddhism has offered timeless wisdom on how to understand and master our emotions. And today on Soulful Healing Podcast, we're unlocking these secrets to help you find peace, clarity, and control. Whether you're struggling with overwhelming emotions or simply want to live a more balanced life, this video will give you the tools to transform your emotional world. So, if you're ready to stop feeling like a prisoner to your emotions and start living with freedom and purpose, keep watching. This could be the most important step you take toward a calmer, more fulfilling life. Welcome to Soulful Healing Podcast, your sanctuary for inner peace and emotional healing. I'm John, and I'm so grateful you're here. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, our emotions can easily take the driver's seat. We react instead of respond, we struggle instead of flow, and we often feel like we're losing control. But what if I told you that your emotions don't have to control you? What if you could learn to navigate them with grace, wisdom, and even compassion? Today we're diving into the profound teachings of Buddhism, a philosophy that has guided millions toward inner peace for over 2 millennia. These teachings aren't about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine. Instead, they're about understanding the true nature of your emotions, learning to observe them without judgment, and finding freedom in the midst of life's ups and downs. In this episode, we'll explore practical tools and techniques rooted in Buddhist wisdom that you can start using today to transform your relationship with your emotions. Whether you're dealing with anger, anxiety, stress, or even the fleeting nature of happiness, these practices will help you find calm, clarity, and balance. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let's begin this journey together. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a deeper understanding of your emotions and actionable steps to live a more peaceful, intentional life. Let's dive in. Let's start by understanding what Buddhism teaches about emotions. In Buddhism, emotions are not seen as inherently good or bad. They are simply natural responses to the world around us. Think of them like waves in the ocean. They rise, they fall, but the ocean itself remains vast and undisturbed. The Buddha taught that emotions are impermanent, anicca. They come and go, and they don't define who we are. The problem arises when we identify too strongly with our emotions, believing that they are permanent or that they represent our true self. This attachment to emotions is what leads to suffering. For example, when we feel anger, we might think, I am an angry person. But Buddhism encourages us to shift that perspective. Instead of saying, I am angry, we can say, anger is present. This small shift in language helps us create distance from the emotion, allowing us to observe it without being consumed by it. One of the most powerful tools Buddhism offers for managing emotions is mindfulness, sati. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, aware of what's happening within and around us without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we become observers of our emotions rather than participants in them. For example, if you're feeling anxious, instead of getting caught up in the whirlwind of thoughts and physical sensations, you can simply notice the presence of anxiety without judgment or resistance. This act of observation allows you to create space between yourself and the emotion, giving you the clarity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. The Buddha taught mindfulness as part of the Noble Eightfold Path, which is the path to liberation from suffering. In the Satipatthana Sutta, he outlined 4 foundations of mindfulness, one of which is mindfulness of feelings, Vedananupassana. This involves observing emotions as they arise, stay, and pass away. By doing this, we begin to see that emotions are not solid or permanent, they are fleeting experiences. Here's a simple mindfulness exercise you can try. Find a quiet place and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Bring your attention to your body and notice any sensations. When an emotion arises, label it silently. Oh, this is anger. Oh, this is sadness, or this is joy. Observe the emotion without trying to change it or push it away. This practice helps us develop a healthier relationship with our emotions, allowing us to respond to them with clarity and wisdom rather than reacting impulsively. Another key teaching in Buddhism is the concept of non-attachment, viraja. This doesn't mean we should become indifferent or detached from life. Rather, it means we should avoid clinging to things, including our emotions, as if they were permanent or essential to our happiness. For example, when we feel joy, we often want to hold on to it forever. But when it fades, we feel disappointed or even sad. Similarly, when we feel anger, we might hold on to it, replaying the situation in our minds and feeding the emotion. The Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering, dukkha. When we cling to emotions, we create unnecessary pain for ourselves. The solution is to practice letting go. Here's how you can start. When an emotion arises, acknowledge it without judgment. Remind yourself that this emotion is temporary. Visualize the emotion as a cloud passing through the sky of your mind. Let it go, trusting that it will dissolve on its own. All by practicing non-attachment, we free ourselves from the grip of emotions and open ourselves to a deeper sense of peace. Buddhism also teaches us to cultivate positive emotions like loving kindness and compassion. These practices not only help us manage negative emotions, but also transform our relationships with ourselves and others. Loving kindness is the practice of wishing happiness and well-being for all beings, including ourselves. Compassion is the desire to alleviate the suffering of others. When we cultivate these qualities, we create a buffer against negative emotions like anger, jealousy, and resentment. Here's a simple loving-kindness meditation you can try. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths and bring to mind someone you love. Silently repeat these phrases. May you be happy, and may you be healthy. May you be safe, and may you live with ease. Extend these wishes to yourself, then to neutral people, and finally to those you find difficult. This practice helps us develop a heart full of love and compassion, which naturally reduces the intensity of negative emotions. Meditation is one of the most transformative practices in Buddhism. It's not just about calming the mind. It's about developing insight into the true nature of reality. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. We begin to see that they are empty of a permanent self. They are simply mental events that come and go. Here's a simple meditation practice to help you work with emotions. Find a quiet place and sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. When an emotion arises, notice where you feel it in your body. Observe the emotion with curiosity, as if you were a scientist studying it. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the breath. Over time, this practice helps us develop a calm and balanced mind, even in the face of strong emotions. The beauty of Buddhism is that it's not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. The teachings are meant to be applied in our everyday experiences. For example, the next time you're in a conflict with someone, try this. Pause and take a deep breath. Recognize the emotion you're feeling. Perhaps it's anger or frustration. Remind yourself that the other person is also experiencing emotions, just like you. Respond with kindness and understanding rather than reacting impulsively. By integrating these practices into your daily life, you'll find that your relationships improve, your stress levels decrease, and your overall sense of well-being grows. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but they don't have to control us. Through the teachings of Buddhism, we can learn to navigate our emotions with mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Soulful Healing Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit from it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, take a deep breath and remember, you are not your emotions. You are the sky, vast and serene, and the emotions are just passing clouds.